Hello everyone, good evening. It's Connor 500 on this peaceful Sunday night. I hope you've all had a lovely day so far. This is just a video to go through a few channel updates. I'm looking for a bit of feedback on a couple of subjects. So we're just going to go through a few things, a few updates to the channel. Okay, first of all, a small update. Any day where it's a single, any day where I'm tipping just one horse, if it's a 1 or 2 star, I'm going to lower it to 100 each way, rather than sticking to the dead set of 500 a day. If it's a 1 or 2 star, it's just going to be 100 each way. And the reason I've changed that one is just to make it more easy to follow for casual punters, because you don't want to, you don't want to be having the same amount on a 1 star single as you would on a 3 star lucky 15. You just don't want to do it. So that's the update for that. It is a casual channel and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to streamline it a bit to make it a little bit easier to follow. Statistics from the start of next year, maybe before. I might start doing this before, but the dead set date for this is the 1st of January. At the moment, I do the Sky Bet statistics. I only calculate Sky Bet statistics, and I take whatever the lowest price is at the end of the 15 minutes since I've uploaded the video, and that's the only set of stats I do. But I am going to add a few more sets of stats, so the people that are following with different bookmakers, they're going to be able to see something a bit more to them. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be 4 sets of statistics going. We're going to have the main one, which is the one I choose, which is at the minute is Sky. We're going to have Bet365 statistics. So a full set of statistics for Bet365 customers. That's what I'm going to start doing as well. We're going to have one set which is singles only. A set of statistics which is just on singles for the selections. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want it to be, especially on a long enough time frame, it's going to become very clear why we do these in multiples and perms and not in singles. And if you can see both sets of statistics side by side, it's going to be easier to see that. On any given day, on any normal day, especially if it's gone particularly badly, like today for example, if we'd have done it all as singles today, as opposed to the way I'd done it, it wouldn't have been nearly as much of a loss. Sorry, it would have been a profit. Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, it would. Yeah, just about. It would just. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry, it definitely would have been a profit. So I'm not thinking. I'm not. It's been one. It's one of them days. Well, it's not one of them days. I've done it to myself because I drank too much last night and I shouldn't have done. So yeah. So there's going to be the Sky Bet statistics. There's going to be the Bet365 statistics. There's going to be the singles statistics, and for the 4th set of statistics, that's up to you. I'm looking for suggestions here. I'm thinking maybe Paddy, or I was thinking maybe doing it as Betfred shop statistics. It's completely up to you, and I'm happy if anyone's got any sort of recommendations for this. I'd be all ears here. One idea I did have, I'm not sure how feasible it would be, is what about a set of statistics from someone who follows this channel at least 4 or 5 days a week, so there's enough in there. And they can and they post and they bet the exact same amount a day, ideally, hopefully around a £5 a day they're placing. And then if they can keep posting their returns on each day, I can compile that on the site, and then that's a set of statistics that's not coming from me. It's coming from someone that's placing it themselves. And I think that could be a good idea for a 4th set, but I don't know how feasible that's going to be. Okay, so that's that for the statistics. Advertising revenue. We're getting very close now. We're getting very close because it's actually up to 3,200 watch hours, and I needed 4,000 to earn the advertising revenue, and it's all going to charity. Just in case you didn't already know that, if you're a newer person. And just to give you some sort of comparison, when I first, because about a month and a half ago, I first mentioned this, and I said I was on about 2,000 at the time. I wasn't. I was only on 1.1 at the time. I was only on 1.1 and we needed 4K. But I thought if I bloody tell everyone we're only one quarter of the way there, it's just going to seem like it's going to go on for years. So I thought, no, I'm going to pretend that we're up to 2,000, and then I can just steam through it for a month with a lot of longer videos, and it won't take that long anyway. So we're up to 3,200 watch hours now. and I'm expecting it to get to 4,000 watch hours, ideally by the end of November. Maybe just starting going into December. So what I'm going to do also once we do is I am going to start posting the daily tips into the description box, because then it's going to be slightly easier and stuff for people to see. I avoided doing that before because there is going to be a lot of people that just do that. I didn't want to mess up the watch hours because I do have because I am quite determined to get that. I was really quite determined, so that's why I'm not doing that at the minute. But as soon as I do hit 4,000 watch hours, it won't matter to me that 20, 30, 40% are only watching for. Do you know what I mean? It won't matter then. Okay, where is the money going to go? Okay, I'm looking for the light just went then. Where is money? I'm looking for suggestions here. 50, okay, it's going to go into 250%. I'm pretty sure. we're going to do it in 250%. The first 50% is going to go to a children's charity in Ireland, and that's reason for that is that's where I'm going to be moving. Whether that's it's likely to be next summer, but I'm dead set on this, and that's what's going to happen. It is going to be an Irish children's charity, and I'm looking for I'm open for recommendations here, to be honest. I've still got a few weeks to have a think and a look, and I have been having a think and a look, but I'm just not. I haven't, because I've been looking for about a month and I haven't confirmed it in myself yet. So, seeing as it's only going to be 3-4 weeks till I get to this, I know okay, because I am bloody probably talking too much in hindsight here, because what if YouTube don't accept it and stuff like that. A friend of a friend who also has a YouTube channel on here, he was accepted and he's had no issue, so I can't really see why I would. What I might do is take out the word professional gambler from my title. I might take that out, just have it as Connor 500, and I might, for that couple of weeks while I'm waiting for YouTube to review it, I might take the stats out of the description as well. I've already taken the pound signs out. I've already taken them out. I might take the stats out for a couple of weeks while they're waiting to accept it, just to try and make sure it eases through. But I can't see any reason why they won't accept it for the ad revenue. Okay, yeah. So if anyone's got any recommendations, I prefer a bigger one to start off with. I prefer a bigger one rather than a small personal one, a charity. And I'll tell you the reason for that now. The reason for that is because if I choose a big charity now, and then I move to Ireland, it's going to be easy for me to switch over from a big one to one that's local to me where I am, and then I can, put it into the local area. But if I put it to a small one now, it's not going to be very nice to take it away from a small one day. Do you know what I mean? If it's a very small charity and this ends up being around 150 or whatever a month, it wouldn't be very nice for me. I wouldn't feel good switching over to another one. So if we can stick to a big one now, big suggestions for now, the bigger, or the medium-sized ones, then that gives me, if I do need to switch over to another one next year, it's going to be easier for me to do so without feeling guilty. Okay, the other 50%, I'm going to talk fast now because this video is getting to the point where it starts to cut out at some point, so I'm going to start talking a lot faster. The other 50%, I'm thinking a competition. It's going to be a charity competition once a month. This is still up in the air, but this is the idea I've had. So 50% is going to that first charity that I've said. 50% of the advertising revenue is going to that charity. The other 50% is, I think, a monthly competition, all winnings to charity, and this is how it works. On the last Saturday of the month, on the last Saturday of every month, everyone can pick up to 4 horses, and they can post them in the description box. You can pick up the 4 horses, and whoever wins, whoever gets the most horses of one, so whoever's horses of, maybe you've got 2 horses up or 3, whoever gets the most, they get the money as a charity. Basically, that half of that advertising revenue, they tell me a horse, and I'm going to put that whole half of that advertising revenue on that horse, and if it wins, then it goes to whatever charity that person picks. So the winner of that week can pick a charity, and they pick a charity and they pick a horse, so that it might be, say, 100. So it might be 100 that month, or 150. And they might pick a horse of 6s, and if it wins, then it gets donated to that place, and then they go on the Hall of Fame because they've won the monthly competition and they've won the horse. That's up in the air, but I'm thinking up to 4 horses. Whoever gets the most wins, if it ties, if you've tied for the amount of wins, then the person who picked, if you've picked 3 horses and the other one picked 4, then you because you pick less, you'll go ahead. And if it's still equal, then say if 2 horses is the best amount of winners and 2 people have picked 3, then it goes on the biggest prices combined. Does that make sense? So it would be the last Saturday of the month, the competition, then there's going to be a week or 2, so it might be the second Saturday of the month is then that person on that Saturday, they pick their horse and their charity, and then I'll make sure I get on at the very best price I can, wherever I can, whether that's a bog shop or whatever. I'll get it on, and I'll make sure I get it on with a big price. So don't worry about telling me a price. I'll make sure I get the best price we can attain. That's up in the air, but I think it could be a good idea, because if it's £100, if someone hits a 16-to-1 shot they like, and it comes in, it's going to be £1,600 to the charity they like. It is going to have to go to charity, and I am going to send it there myself, and I'll do a video on the day. So that's how it's going to work. But it'll be their choice. I don't know. That's how I'm going to do it. If anyone's got any big opposition to that, then that's fair enough. We're still up in the air. The only thing that's definitely concrete is the first half of that. That's what's going to happen. There's no 2 ways around that. How much is the advertising revenue going to be? Well, I've got a friend of a friend who's got a channel on here. It's a great channel. There's one of a couple channels I like, and I do want to stress that there are some really good people out there on YouTube as well. There's some fantastic channels with absolutely knowledgeable people. I'm not just trying to slag everyone off. Anyway, and he makes, so he's got around the same views per video as me, but he does about half of the videos I do. He does about half of the videos I do, because after I add up the golf and I do about double the amount of videos, and he's getting 60, 70 a month. So I make it that I should, with the amount of videos I do, be getting 100, 120 a month. But the thing is, I think mine's going to be a lot higher, and I'll tell you the reason for it. Is because advertising revenue is calculated on whether they watch, I think it's 30 seconds of the advert, and then I think it's a little bit more if someone clicks on the advert. It don't matter if they buy it, it don't matter if they buy, but they've just got to click and watch for a certain time. And on a normal channel, when it's not going to charity or anything like that, and not many people are going to, it's going to be such a small percent of people that actually do watch that advert for half a minute. But on my channel, I'm going to be pushing it. What I'm going to be telling people, I'm going to tell people this. I'm going to say it's a free channel. You're never going to be charged. But if you can do me a big favour, when you get time, come and watch my adverts. That's your payment to the channel. Do you know what I mean? Your payment to me is watching 10 adverts for a month. So if you ain't got to pay a penny, but if you can watch 10 adverts for me and have a click around and pretend to be like a potential customer, then I'm thank you very much, and then I can say that's our deal done with each other. And I think a lot of people are going to take that up. A lot of people who quietly watch my videos, because most people don't ever comment, they quietly watch my videos, and that's great. And then these people, I think a lot of them are gonna watch the adverts and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think I could double the advertising revenue here, or triple it. I might be wrong, and I certainly do not have a history in advertising, but I think I could triple the advertising revenue otherwise, because I'm just gonna look, because normally one or five, maximum 5 people out of 100 are going to do that on another channel if they've got no reason to. But people who have specifically got a reason to on mine, I don't know. It's up in the air. I don't know the amount it's going to be, but that's anyway. I'm trying to think what else I have to bloody say. I think that's about it. That's about it. It weren't it. I had something else. I can't see it. I did have something else. Oh, I need to get good at video editing, so for moments like this I can just stop the video. What else was it? I'm going to have to leave it at that. Yes, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I shouldn't have made the video I made last night, and I do regret it, and it's not because I regret anything I said, because I didn't. But the way I've done it, I shouldn't be making videos after 7 beers. It is what it is anyway. And I stand by it at the end of the day, and at the end of And I do stand by it, and because I'm happy to discuss this with anyone who, if they did want to come on. And at the end of the day, I know what he's going to come out and he's going to say something. He's going to say, I've put so much money into racing, I've put so much money into racing and stuff like this. But where's that money coming from? Where's all that money come from over the years? It's come, it is Christmas coming up, and I just got annoyed about it. I'm going to leave it there, and I just want to say I do regret doing the video, but I don't. But the main reason I regret it because I had too much to drink. I think anyway, right? That's frustrating today with that first horse especially. But it is. Oh yeah, I bloody remembered what I wanted to say. I remembered what I wanted to say. If you're a casual punter, because I've staking plans and staking patterns, because I've been asked this, I'm frequently asked this. How should I stake? What should be my betting bank and stuff like that? Right. If you're a casual punter, I'm not going to tell you because a lot of things, they don't really work out well in real life when you do this, because a lot of people, and they will rightly tell you so, this is what, when people say this, they are telling you the right thing, and it is correct. They'll say if you have a betting bank of 2,000 or something and bet £10 a day, and that is correct. It's absolutely correct, and absolutely correct. But the problem is, in real life, it don't really work like that, and especially and most people haven't got betting banks. You just have your online account and stuff like that. Here's my idea, because I'm not going to say get 50 points and do, and that's why. And just to say, this is why I stick with a similar amount of money every day on my channel. It's always 500, so that's always £5. I know in real life, strictly speaking, it would be better to have 40 on one day, the next day have only a fiver, and then the next day have 20. It would be probably better it would be. But it just, real life don't work like that. People just want to come on and have a punt one day, and most casual punters, if they're normally staking £40, if they're normally staking £5 a day, it's going to be boring one day to stake £1, and they'd rather just stake the 5. And if they are staking in such a manner that they're being careful anyway, i.e. very low staked money that they can throw into the wind, then they don't really want to lower it anyway, any more than that anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I am always going to stick with that, and I do stand by that for casual punters. It's not that's not going to be my advice for more serious punters, but my advice for casual punters is that just stake very similar amount every day. Just be robotic about it. Just be absolutely robotic. Some days, of course, it will be a bit more. Like on a couple of days, on one day last month, I done 1,500 in one day, which was 3 times the stake. But I won't ever do more than that. You'll never see me doing a 4 times the stake and stuff like that. But it does make sense to do so. But it's just sometimes things don't work out so well in the real world. My advice. Okay, because I'm open about this. I've not always been the best with statistics. I've not always been the best statistics keeper. Most professional gamblers, honestly, the Excel sheets they use are unbelievable. They've got so many rows, so many columns. I've never been amazing at it myself. I haven't. I've always kept stats. I always have, but it's always been very basic and stuff like that. And I think most people watching this channel are going to be in the same boat as me. You want to spend a lot more time having a bet than you do keeping track of your bets. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Here's how you can do it super easily. Okay, here's how you're going to be able to do this super easy. And here's my advice, official Conor 500 advice. Open up another betting account. So if you're normally using Fred, if you're normally using Paddy, if you're normally using Sky, if you're normally using Sky, try and use this one for the Conor 500. But okay, so open up another betting account and only use this for the set Conor 500 bets a day. And what I mean by that is literally just the initial morning bets. Even bets like when you're having an each way single on a Conor 500, don't even have that on that. Only put, so if you're £5 a day, £5, even if you bet more than that normally, do your betting on another account. Do your other betting elsewhere. Even if you bet normally, do your other betting elsewhere. So you'll open up your account. If you're staking £5 a day, my advice, put 100 in this account. Put 20 times that thing. And if 20 times is too much, then lower your daily stake. Or put 50 in that account. You just put 10, whatever. And it doesn't matter too much on that, because you need to be staking at such an amount that if you lose it, it doesn't matter anyway. And don't place any other bets than that £5 a day on there. Every time you chase, every time you do anything, even every time you bet a single on the Conor 500, do it on the other. And as the time goes on, as the months goes on, it's going to be so easy to see your stats on that account because you're not placing any other bets there. You've only got your £5 a day. And if you did put 100 in there to start off with, and at the end of a month you're sitting on 180 or £160, then that's going to make you think a lot easier. You're going to think, hang on a minute, I've only placed the exact bets that he's told me to, and it has made a profit. Because at the moment, it's going to be bloody hard to check. It's going to be bloody hard to know if you're making a profit, if you're following me. It's going to be hard for you to know, because if you're placing other bets, and that's reasonable to do so because it's a game, and most people are going to place a lot of other bets for good reason, because it's, you know, I'm not trying to hold a monopoly on your bets, I'm not. But just place them all on a different account. Do you know what I mean? Have your main account where you're punting bigger. You know, if you want to punt big on other selections, punt big. But then have your special Connor 500 account, because it's going to be so much easier to see. And once you do see, your eyes are going to be, it's going to open your eyes. It's going to absolutely open your eyes that you can win and you will win. There's going to be bad downturns. Like if you joined here at the end of July, we had a couple of brutal months. So there are going to be downturns. So don't ever do it with money you can't afford to throw into the wind. But yeah, just do it in a separate account. Have your own Connor 500 account. And then don't even place each way singles on the Connor. I'm not saying any Connor 500 selection put on there. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying your 11 a.m. bets. That's it. You log in 11 a.m. or whenever you do, place them Connor 500, log out, and anything else you want to do with your day, go on your other account. If you like a favourite, and I don't mean that, if you do like a favourite, you've got a good price, you're in early, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to say that there's nothing strictly wrong with the favourite backing in itself. It's not that in itself, because if you get on a good price and you get on with Bob, you're often plus EV here. Not as much so as my selections, but you are often plus EV. Yeah, and place them on the other account. Anyway, that's it. I think we've covered absolutely everything. It's just some easy Sunday night viewing. Hope you all have a lovely evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. I'm just waiting for my roast. I'm having, well, it's about 9 o'clock at night and my roast dinner's still not done. But never mind. See you later. Take care.